We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is a triumphant episode for a lot of reasons. One, because this is going to be the last episode we ever do that is going to be only audio. It's just time to get with it, right?
Yeah, this is us announcing that we're moving to video finally, which is something that we wanted to do at the beginning of the podcast, but it didn't seem really feasible given our budget and our understanding really of how all this shit works. But now we're
a little further in, and we understand that it's just got to happen. So this is us doing it. This will be the last audio, and really, this wasn't even. We weren't going to do another audio one. We were just going to come flat out with just launch on YouTube with some awesome episodes. Boom, boom, boom. Weren't even going to really announce anything beforehand. Just going to do it. But then we had some opportunities to do some, to do this episode, and it wasn't really one that we could film, but was one that also we couldn't pass up
at all.
So we did it. So that leads to the second reason. As to why this is a triumphant episode, and that's because we welcome Mr. TJ Miller to the episode, who, is a big fucking star. And not only a big, we're not just trying to get people who are
like big
popular
names,
and big names, but I want to get people I'm into. From the very beginning, that's what we've been about, is getting cats that we like, that inspire us. And I've been a fan of TJ Miller since, it's been possible to be a fan of TJ Miller. First thing he was in that I saw him in was Cloverfield, and really don't see him that much in there.
Yeah, well, I guess that goes for me too. I just didn't know that was him at the very beginning.
He's the guy behind the camera. Hey, cat, get out of the cabinet. Come here, cat. Ladies and gentlemen, we still live in our house. See, this is the thing. We got to worry about cats getting under the counter, eating some fucking
meowing too fucking loud,
roach motel or something. And Jesus Christ, right now, just dogs outside going off. Dogs. I'm like, what's going on? So
anyway,
still dealing with it.
Yeah, so of course we all know him from Silicon Valley. He was of course on Deadpool.
Yeah.
He's
had a really good past couple of years. He's also a really fucking tremendously nice guy. Super nice and very humble, just kind of like a guy, if that makes any sense.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
too.
he's very, very, very funny. We already know that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of want to emphasize how normal the guy kind of is. Like, he's just kind of we were just drinking, hanging out, talking. Shout out to Andrew and the Secret Group, Andrew Youngblood and the Secret Group for hooking this up. They're always good to us. And other than that, just thank you so much for listening. We probably have a lot of new listeners because of this episode. It's always good to have new people on. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to interview, like I said, cats who inspire us, cats who we really like. And TJ Miller was a big grab, and I want to thank him so much for doing it. He had no reason to do it other than just, meeting us and be like, yeah, fuck it,
So
and
thank you, TJ.
Yeah. Other than that, we got a couple things that we want to announce before we get right into it. This Saturday, this will be up by then. This Saturday, April 15th. If you're in Houston, we're hosting an event called Friends with Benefits. All proceeds go to Planned Parenthood. This is something that we've done events in the past.
Yeah.
We've done Dead Dialect Presents events in the past where we've had bands that we like, bands that we've had on, bands that we want to have on, and just bands that feel like need more exposure. This is the third one. This is the first one that we are doing that is benefiting a cause, and we're super excited about that. Planned Parenthood made a lot of sense, as this is just a gnarly fucking time for them. They face budget cuts, it seems like every week. Sometimes they get cut, sometimes they don't. Either way, it seems like there's a war on women right now, and a war on women's rights and birth rights, health rights. It's kind of weird how many people and old white men think they can make up the minds for other people and women. And
we ain't trying to have it. That's the point. That's why we're throwing this whole benefit.
So instead of having a show and patting ourselves in the back and being like, look how badass it is that we did a show, we wanted to get people together and not only for a like-minded cause, but for our like-minded scene. And
I will say that I'm pretty stoked about the lineup we've assembled.
I think it's the best lineup we've ever done. It's the biggest lineup we've ever had. We have 8 bands. We open up the night with Vaudevillain, who's a super good kind of like stoner rock, sludge fucking metal rock band. Super awesome.
Then we got our boy Mark Drew.
Mark Drew's playing. Mark Drew's the shit. He's one of the like up and coming rappers. He's got an amazing voice. He's super fast. His cadence is great. He's a great friend of mine. He's one of my good friends. Sharita Perez, who is kind of just a singer-songwriter who's just made a name for herself in the last couple of years, just being extremely positive and extremely active, busy. Her music's kind of hard not to like because it's super friendly and
she's got a great voice.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic fucking voice. She's amazing. Her band's great. Then we go into Bernie Pink. Bernie Pink is an awesome kind of fucking gnarly, zero fucks given punk band. I guess you can call them a punk band. I don't really know.
Yeah.
They just released their album. You can hear it on Free Press Houston. I believe it's an early debut. Either way, it debuted Free Press Houston. David Garrick debuted it, so you know it's got to be good.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't debut everything. You can send him whatever the fuck you want. He's got to dig it in order to put on his shit.
Sure.
Then what else? Fuck, man, we've got so much.
Handsome Beast.
Yeah, well, that's a little later in the night. We're still early in the night there. Whale Bones. We've got Whale Bones, who's awesome. Can you pull up the lineup?
Yeah, I actually don't have my phone on me. You do. Can you?
Well, can you describe Whale Bones a little bit?
Whale Bones, that's Austin Clark. He's behind that whole thing, which I thought you were supposed to be part of, but
no, that's not. That's a whole nother project.
Or rather, you were gonna do something with him. But so yeah, we have Whale Bones. That's Austin Clark. Not too sure what
Let's see. There we go. Oh, I guess you were right, huh?
Handsome
Whale
Beast.
Bones, Handsome Beast. Going to Handsome Beast, who are just awesome funk band, amazing wit. Who are just. I mean, Maddie's just been in the scene for a long time.
Okay,
They're a super pretty band, kind of dream, like shoegazy,
dream
awesome.
pop type. Like
And then Second Lovers plays it off. Second Lovers is like a really big sounding, awesome band with multi-genre, really. They're awesome. So we don't want to talk about it too much, but you can get your tickets online at go to thesecretgroup.com, go into their events. You can find it there. Or you can just go and pay at the door. It's no big deal. There's going to be a lot of people, though, and tickets are going fast. So you might want to get them in advance. At the very least, we'll see you there. Doors are at 7. It starts at 8. We're going to be there hanging out. We're going to be podcasting. Planned Parenthood will be there, passing out all kinds of condoms and good shit.
yeah.
Also taking sign-ups and, of course, donations. All the proceeds go to Planned Parenthood. We're going to be there. A bunch of local bands will be there. It's going to be awesome. It's basically what's going to be happening that day. There's not going to be a lot happening in the city that day. I've already looked. This is the event it's going to, or to go to, rather. Other than that, we're not going to keep you, man. The next time you're going to see us, we're going to be in full, beautiful 1080 HD with Mr. Omar Afra, who is the guy behind Free Press, behind the Westheimer Block Party, behind Free Press Summerfest, and the guy now behind Day for Night. The dude has quite literally transformed this city from maybe something that was becoming a little stale into an extremely artistically rich and creatively abundant town, and one that I'm really happy to live in, and probably a huge reason as to why we're doing what we're doing now. So it makes a lot of sense as our first episode. I won't keep you. Anything else?
Well, just a little disclosure about this episode with TJ Miller is at the beginning of it, clipped a little bit. So it'll enter right when we're trying to get to the bottom of whether or not he was the Mucinex booger, which he was.
I didn't know. I thought we were talking about the Mucinex bee.
Okay.
Who's the little bee, but I guess they don't have the bee anymore. It's now just a booger.
I don't remember what bee you're talking about.
It was a little bee, and it was Antonio Banderas was the name. So that's what I was telling him.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
He was like Mucinex.
So
I was like, dude, you're not the fucking. So this is what we were arguing about. So we're gonna cut right in. Of course, you're gonna hear the intro noise, our little intro sound. But after that, we're gonna cut right in into me telling him that that's not true. You're not the Mucinex fucking bee / booger. Other than that. Follow, like, subscribe, share, Dead Dialect, all that good shit. Look us up. We love you, and we'll see you on YouTube. That's not true.
It is true.
That's Mr. Antonio Banderas, is it not? Is that the
God,
little
no
bee?
way.
Are you talking about the
the bee, little
thing?
No, the booger from Mucinex. Yeah,
that's you?
That's me, man.
No way.
Get the fuck out of
And
here.
I was the star of Yogi Bear 3D. It's
That is
all
true.
downhill
So
right now. I'm in the downswing.
So what I mean is that I feel like your voice. Do you ever feel like people recognize you or with your voice before your face?
I haven't told the story. I thought about telling it on stage. Maybe I'll do it tonight. But I was talking on the phone in like a drugstore, CVS or Walgreens or something. And this woman like peeked around the aisle and looked at me, and then like darted back, and then peeked around again and came up to me and was like, "That was the strangest thing. I was buying Mucinex, and I heard Mr. Mucus, and she thought it was like an advertising thing. Like if you walk past it, the talking ball of snot says some shit." So she was over there like walking back and forth, like testing the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, and kids like when they figure out I'm Fred from Big Hero 6 or in How to Train Your Dragon, they're, they go from not giving a shit about me to being like, what? No way. And I was going to do the TV series for How to Train Your Dragon, but...
You didn't do it?
Or no, I did do that. I was going to do it for Big Hero 6, but
And did the
Just
game,
so
right?
busy, man.
Look,
yeah.
There's a video game that came out with it.
I gotta ask you, man. I feel like in the last 5 years, you've kind of ascended into this realm of maybe you're not necessarily A-list, but hanging out with these A-list cats and rubbing elbows with them.
I backdoored it, and to all listening, thank you for even paying attention. But yeah, I'm gonna roll in 5 minutes if that's okay.
That's fine. Do your thing, dude.
Yeah, I sort of like I was in this movie She's Out of My League, and I met Jay Baruchel, and he's like a homie. We're close friends, but he sort of went around the Judd Apatow clique and did his own thing. So did Martin Starr, who's on Silicon Valley right now. And my thing was just like keep doing stuff that like I chose Deadpool instead of Mike and David Need a Wedding Movie.
Probably good choice.
Yeah, good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah, that ended up working out. No, but very lucky for that. Like doing this movie Underwater right now that I'm flying back to go and do. But my idea was, I have close friends, Pete Holmes, Amy Schumer, people that Judd Apatow has like lifted up and done great things for.
Right.
Saturday Night Live has certainly fed people. But I like bombed out my SNL test on purpose because it was 7 years and everybody just wants to go from SNL to either television or film.
Right.
And I was doing some television and film. But I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I'm just trying to do the most stuff I can to make America laugh right now. And that's why I do every single platform, including my own podcast, Cashing In with TJ Miller. It's on Nerds.
But my question is as you ascend, what is the most interesting / unlikely friend,
Wrote 'em down.
new friend? I've wrote these down. Yeah, that you've made. Maybe someone you wouldn't have expected to befriend.
I'll say this: I am friends with Michael Bay, although he
Oh, yeah, I would've
temperamental
you were in
with me.
Transformers. You were.
Yeah.
We actually saw the movie last week. I had no idea we were going to interview you.
But through that, Wahlberg, it's very interesting. Like Wahlberg's work ethic is very similar to mine.
Is he a sweetheart?
He's a good dude, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's a straight up motherfucking thug.
Does he smoke weed?
He's a gangster. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But he's a very, it's very interesting. He's like a king. Like he's created a kingdom.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that. I'm sort of making fun of that with all the ironic hip hop jewelry and shit. But I think, and he finds me very funny because I'm the only one that would like talk shit to his face. Same with Bay. And then, truthfully, like my wife Kate and I really like Kristen Stewart. Like Kate never saw any of the Twilight movies. I saw one of them, and I was like, "This girl's the worst actress on the face of the planet." And this fucking guy should be dragged out of the movie set and shot. And it was just the most horrible movie. But then we saw Cafe Society, and like Kate had seen other stuff, and she's the star of this movie that I'm doing right now, Underwater, and she's super smart, really intense, like very like. She can hang. She's like a good hang. So that's very weird. And then also Kate and I know Justin Bieber.
What the fuck? Is he's probably pretty cool.
Because he's really smart. But
Smart.
He thought I was funny in Deadpool, and he came up to me at this restaurant and was like, "So I heard you're like famous, right? You're a comedian."
He didn't know.
I was like, "You're a daytime talk show host, right?" And he didn't get the Ellen reference. But I like, it's weird to be. I'm not friends with her, but it's like it's weird to know Ellen DeGeneres and have her be like,
well, good job, TJ.
Like through it being like through other channels, being like, I think you're very funny.
It's bizarre.
And like, it's very, very strange. The whole thing's a surreality. I laugh.
Right.
I think the reason that I got into Hollywood, like I was able to penetrate whatever weird.
Well, that's why I asked. Is I feel like you're very much my homie that like is my funniest friend. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You don't seem.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
like you
that's
stumbled
what I'm
into
trying
that
to
whole
be,
scene.
And that's why I'm like,
Very
this
much.
is one of the guys that broke through. He did it. He made it. Like what a fucking
but it's
awesome.
hard. I'm trying to now. I have to do stand up and remind people that I was a stand-up.
You were a
comic
comedian.
first.
Yeah. You've got an art.
And then also that I have to appear, and this is real, but like appear to be. Oh shit.
Jesus Christ, Andrew.
Appear to be sort of one of us that's gotten into this world and talk about it, but not Kathy Griffin style, because she's like, why I'm not even here, blah blah blah. And look at these crazy stories that happen to me. That's not. I instead have to sort of be like, Hollywood's super weird. Here's what's good about it. Here's what's bad about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's refreshing.
I feel
though,
like
man.
a stranger in a strange land when I'm there. Tinseltown. 20 minutes until I go up. Oh,
Shit. I gotta ask you because
now I can't get off this podcast quickly.
He came in and like
Dude,
fucking sold
No,
you
that's
out.
perfect.
You're
I
stuck.
even am right now. I am conscious. Like Kate will always be like, you know that you're thinking and talking about because I'm prone to mania, so I just talk about
that works
the
so much
process,
for all.
all
Yeah,
that shit.
I gotta ask you. I'm a huge Silicon Valley fan. I know you were probably not expecting how successful that show was
that was
going to
lightning in a bottle.
be,
Yeah, it's like
right?
being on Seinfeld or something. It's fucking
Like
crazy.
what the fuck? But your character obviously is, I mean, to me, maybe the best part of the show. I gotta ask you, as the person who's you are, or like to me, what's the best line? What's your favorite Bachman line? What is the one that you remember that you kind of put to bed with you? You're like, this is it. This is the personification of this character. I know you've got at least one.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just that when I hit that kid who we're trying to buy Adderall from
On the
when I
street.
slap that kid and I call him a cunt.
Wait, how did that
Like,
work
that
though?
that is
Yeah.
that's a very raw, real, interesting way to use the R
Right.
rating that HBO has. I feel like and that's also him protecting Thomas, who plays Richard.
Right.
Like he's mad that Thomas had been wronged, and so he goes and he just straight up fucking slaps a kid. He backhands a
Yeah.
kid and throws his bike in the bushes. That's pretty much that.
Did you
But
like mouth the words though? Because I can't imagine the parents were okay with you calling that kid.
Dude,
that shit.
Hollywood is a very strange place. Where
Whoa,
Dude,
dude.
yeah,
yeah.
and my co-star
That's
right now is a bunny
It's
in
gotta feel.
underwater.
It's gotta feel so good. Dude.
How much
Well, the
those
kid
writers-
was very funny. Like he got the picture.
It was cool
good.
about it.
How much they let you rip? Like, how do you work with the writers to like write that character, or like, do you just kind of go out?
Yeah.
let
How
you
much
do
of
it?
I don't-
Ehrlich is you?
You know, the writers. It's almost like the show is written and the writers are very separate from the actors, and then which is good in my opinion.
Right.
So there's no writers on set, like kind
No,
of.
writers come on set, but we riff like about, I don't know, 25-30% of all of it is just us.
Okay.
Like Middleditch and I used to do a 2-man show. He's one of the funniest people alive.
He's fucking hilarious.
And so he riffs a lot. Like Martin Starr is actually a fucking amazing improviser for being a person who came from acting. But yeah, it's a lot of it's improvised. But I think, you know, it's weird. It's like I didn't get in the game to be a television actor.
Right.
And so I've the show Goreburger that's coming out in April on Comedy Central.
Very excited.
So very soon. And then I sold this movie to DreamWorks because Spielberg has kind of been watching me as I've moved through Hollywood.
What a weird sentence to be able to
I know,
say.
right?
So
Oh,
fucking
okay.
weird, dude. And they put me in Office Christmas Party to sort of
Yes, congratulations.
that was like a screen test to see if I
How
could
he
be
would.
at the center of a movie.
But you were at the front of the poster, though. I
Yeah,
mean, you were
and then
arguably.
and the movie's sort of about my character, and then I went, and then I feel like Spielberg was like, "Bring him to me, let me
He
see." If
summoned
he's-"
you.
So I went to England, and I have a small part in his movie Ready Player One, and I
What
felt like
the fuck?
I felt like he really wanted to be like, "Is this guy for real? Is he really actually both funny?" Because his wife Kate, also an artist like my wife Kate, I think that he wanted to sort of direct me and see if it's the real deal, and they haven't, pulled out on the movie that we're doing with them. So
I gotta wonder though. I mean, you started as a comic. You started as improv. You started was there a point where you're actively flipping over and
it's
saying,
surreal that even he knows
Right,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a very strange time.
On his radar and shit.
Very strange
Is there
time.
a point where you're having to flip it and say, okay, now I'm going to act, as opposed to being a funny person, or these people are treating me like an actor now? They're not like treating me like a comedian. Is that a conscious decision that you're making, or is it like, holy
No,
shit, this is happening?
It's actually a great defense mechanism. I always talk about, like on a set, I'll be like, it's very strange that I'm here because I'm a comedian. This isn't really what I do.
This doesn't make sense.
But to me, America in a year is going to feel like their world is collapsing. They're going to feel lonely. They're going to feel like, are we going to survive?
Yeah.
That's what Underwater is about.
Wait, why do you say that though?
Well, the political climate.
Because of the fucking election.
Is
dude.
that what
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what
Planet
Underwater?
Apes is going to do well. Underwater is about that. Yeah, it's about
Really?
sort of what do you do when everything has gone wrong? How do you survive that? So, I did the same thing with Deadpool. Like, it was either
Right.
an R-rated wedding movie or an R-rated comic book movie, which hadn't been done before.
And been done.
So I was like, all right, I'll go read for Deadpool. And then Underwater, they came to me. This director was like, this character should be, we need like TJ Miller for whatever reason. And, my character is like a pretty, how long? 15? 12 minutes.
12
Okay,
minutes.
12.
12 minutes. It's a long. It's a long morning.
But he's fucking crushing after Michael Winslow just got up and made the microphone and human noises.
Oh
his
yeah, well, he
bitch.
was crazy. He was like doing solos.
He
and
was
shit.
doing
lucky that
Prince-
I did
Prince
not
songs.
have to-
Yeah.
yeah, right. I was lucky not to have to follow that.
Deadpool, man. That's another.
Hey, yeah.
That's a whole nother beast.
Right. And you
I feel
said-
like there's so much to talk about. Like, you've done so much in such
Yeah.
a short amount of time that for nerds is super relevant. Whether it be Silicon Valley or Deadpool,
Yeah.
or that it's like for me to meet you, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, like let me catch up because even Deadpool alone is
Right.
what a change that movie has made on the plane of comic book movies.
Because
Well, and that's what I'd like to do. That's the shit that I'm trying to write. Goreburger is trying to be, to use the Silicon Valley term, a disruption of the talk show that is like liberal, funny, safe. James Corden, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, all that stuff. Discard that, and my friend Pete Holmes, who Crashing is doing very well for him and is what he should be doing. Pete tried to be a talk show host, and I think our world right now doesn't want another behind-the-desk talk show host.
Yeah.
So that's why Goreburger is this alien from another planet who's like bipartisan, does not care about...
He doesn't understand.
He just is interested in the human condition and whether or not human beings kind of are furthering universal knowledge, and if they're not, then
Was that
what
an
happens?
idea you pitched, or was that...
No, they came to me with Goreburger, which was pretty interesting. Sean Boyle from Funny or Die said, these guys, the Director Brothers, we want to do this giant puppet talk show, and you're the only person we want you to voice him. And that, so I became sort of Goreburger. And it's like it's perfect because he's excited,
Yeah.
he loves everything. It's just a different kind of deal. So I'm hoping that people get behind that. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think about Logan?
What?
Like Logan.
Oh,
being
man, I know you've been
R-rated.
super...
Yeah.
Because I know you.
You haven't
were
seen
saying-
it?
Oh, you haven't seen it? Well,
I mean,
wildly-
when you're
I mean,
making
you've heard it's
movies, you have no
wildly
time to.
successful.
Yeah.
I should feel you. I just
Right.
know that Ryan has been all over getting Hugh Jackman in...
Inside
in-
that universe or whatever.
They want to do
I
something
think all that
together.
shit, that's people.
It's a bunch of
You know,
hype. or-
Deadpool is everybody wants to. Who's Cable? Who's Cable
Right,
gonna
right.
be?
Yeah.
We
Well, that-
hear they're circling.
Well,
these
that's another
people.
thing, man. I
Cable.
feel like...
It's so crazy. People are so
Right.
passionate about.
Right.
Even I did Transformers 4 kind of ironically, also to see what it would be like
What
to
would
be
be
a
like,
Michael
yeah.
Bay film, which is very challenging but rewarding.
A lot of
And
running from
people-
nothing.
Yeah.
People love Transformers.
Yeah.
Like people like Chinese people.
It's
are
fun,
like,
dude.
I loved you in Transformers. You're
Really?
so funny. All that stuff. So I do a lot of movies. Like I'm in this movie, the Emoji Movie.
You're in that
Oh my
movie as
God,
well?
are you?
I'm like the star of the Emoji Movie.
Which emoji are you?
And I'm the meh emoji.
You're the man.
And,
the meh emoji.
and a lot of people are hating on that almost Ghostbusters level internet hatred. And I'm like, and I keep, this isn't for you. Like
Right,
hipster
right,
behind
right.
the keyboard. Like this movie is not for you. It's for parents who are sick of their fucking 6 to 9 year olds and don't want to talk to them or
For
deal
like
with
2
them for an
hours,
hour.
yeah.
Yeah. So give
Why
them
are
an
you
hour and a half
watching
of
this
Right.
and,
Yeah.
and getting super
And why are
critical?
you- yeah. It's just you're looking for something to talk shit on.
Yeah. Well, it's like the dudes that don't like Justin Bieber. It's like, he's not making this movie for you.
Dude,
Like,
that guy was he was very smart. I mean, I asked him. I just right off the bat was like, I just asked him about religion right away, and he just had this great. He just
Wait, he's a Christian boy, right?
yeah.
Or-
I mean, they're very.
He's
Religion is very central to his camp in that world.
Right. His
But
camp,
he
the
very
J-
quickly was
the Bieber camp.
Yeah, but he very quickly was like, dude, he rolls deep. He's got 20
What?
people in his.
Look,
The operation
well-
rolls deep. But he immediately said, he said, it's important to remind ourselves that there's something bigger than us. Because I have all these fans worshiping me. It's a way to keep me not
Fair enough.
humble, but
Yeah.
and not grounded, but focused. He's very smart.
kinda,
So yeah, there's a lot of that. Then you meet, and there's other people that everybody loves, and you hate to tell them. So I don't even mention that there's a bunch of Hollywood people that are horrible.
So has the current political climate, has that crept at all into your comedy? Like when you're writing new bits
Well,
like that?
I'm frustrated because I have an HBO special coming out right now that is basically like, remember, I'm a comedian. I'm one of the only absurdists. Check it out.
Yeah.
But it has nothing, it was filmed before
everything.
America went down in flames.
Shit, yeah.
For a
Get that out there.
huckster. Soul ties and stakes, a sharper image. I know, yeah, it's depressing. Even it's hard to find things that are funny about it. So no, I sort of went radio silent on social media for a few months.
It was dark.
I had a straight up. This is an exclusive. I had a straight up like manic episode where I just was like, no one I know, none of the sort of baby power players in Silicon Valley, Los Angeles, New York, from the gold district to the fucking tech industry, like, I just basically was like, I can't do anything. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's the same thing everybody felt.
Felt helpless.
And so now I'm kind of figuring out how to talk about America and that's what Gorberger is too. Like, don't talk about liberal, conservative, left, right, all that shit. Like, discard that, because right now, the conversation is about America. But I'm not a political comedian. See, I feel like he is a political obstacle to a social mission that I had, which was to talk about death and get people to talk about death more and what it's like to exist in a post-religious society.
Right.
And now it's like you can't not.
It's gotten even harder.
Yeah, you can't not talk about what the fuck is going on. I asked Patton Oswalt about it. We did this roast battle judging thing, and I said, well, how much are you talking about it? Because Natasha Leggero was like, well, I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
And even Patton was like, I don't know, man. I mean, we have to talk about it. It's part of life now. Like,
yeah.
But he certainly didn't look like he had an angle on it and had it on lock. So it's we're in an interesting predicament globally.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
I think it's important for cats like you to kind of keep it together, though, for us, and I think you're doing a great job.
I had like a manic episode. I'm about to go on stage in a minute. I had sort of a manic episode, and it disrupted Silicon Valley, their production, which is not something I want to do. I mean, I think you guys talking to me know that I'm not like this pretentious, egoistic guy that
you're
is
dude.
Like,
You're a real person.
I really, I couldn't figure out a solution or any way to help. Did you get the light? 5? Okay, yeah, it's gonna be great.
We've been
Andrew
reassured.
Youngblood, one of the best producers,
Andrew,
one of the
love
best
him.
dudes
Powerful
of all
young.
time.
We love you.
Hey guys, he is very much, very much concerned that
He
all
approves.
the
He
AV,
approves.
all the tech stuff goes right. And I got to tell you, it's gonna go right, even if it goes wrong.
It's gonna go right. But he
That's
also
good. That's funny.
he also approves our podcast, DJ. That's important as well. Just a little
It
bit,
is important.
even just a little bit. Look, I got one.
But what we're doing is type it. We'll be fine.
Look, I got one more question. I'll let you go. I know you got to get ready and do your thing.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you, though.
Is my bodyguard real? Did that
Actually,
driver trying to extort money?
I'm
from
curious.
me?
Is he a homie? Is he just a big dude, or is he legitimately someone that you're like he's
You
going
know,
to
this is
protect you?
Houston, man. You got it. You walk around with gold
He
around your
seems like a
neck.
nice
you gotta
guy.
get. Yes, he's a dichotomy. Is
He's
the word that we've been
he's
using.
scoping me out so
He's
hard
a,
right now.
He's a very sweet
got a
teddy
beat.
bear-like man, but he's so big that he makes me feel small. And also, if there's an altercation that happens, when he hits someone, they fall
go down
to the ground.
It's
Yeah.
very
he
very
just has
quickly.
to lightly push somebody. Yeah.
Right.
This is a kind of weird, broad question, but it's meant to last a couple of years. What is your what's a goal for you, man? What's the next goal? I know you've accomplished a lot, but
I would love, even on this podcast, for some people to be like, that was very entertaining, enthralling, and somewhat funny, and stuff like that. Like, it's like
you just want to keep people entertained.
I think life is permeated by tragedy, and comedy is like the perfect opiate, but also satire is this amazing
I think it's so necessary.
magnifying glass. Yeah, that's why people love Silicon Valley. But I can't, I love being on Silicon Valley. I feel very lucky. But I need to be producing stuff like the movie I'm about to make and like Gorberger and doing more stand-up. Like, I really realized this year, I was like, all right, you've done it. You work for Steven Spielberg. You're writing a movie for DreamWorks.
Let's go back to your craft. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and not even that, but like, let's give stand-up the work, the due that it deserves. Because it takes a lot of work to be a great stand-up. And I'll play any fucking... I play Omaha, dude. I play Appleton, Wisconsin. I am very committed to allowing people to, like, check out for an hour and not think about how their uncle has cancer.
Hell yeah.
You're a bad motherfucker, man. I'm a huge fan.
Right.
I wish you the best
That's
of luck.
it. That's
yeah,
it.
that's it, dude. I love you so much, and
Right.
we'll hang out less than that.
Thanks. Yeah. I'll talk to you later.